Yeah, hi guys, Ryan back here with you again. What is it? Roughly 9 o'clock or so here, Central Time. I'm out here on US 54, right before Guyman, Oklahoma, at the new casino that's out here, Golden Mesa or something like that. They got a nice parking lot here. I should be driving right now, but I kind of made a huge, not a huge, but wasn't thinking very well. Kind of made a mistake. As most of you know, I rarely do restarts on the road. I'm pretty good at running recaps and all that and keeping moving. And sometimes it gets down really close to where you might be starting the night with only an hour and a half or something. And you know, your 10-hour might be up and you might be able to roll, but you might only have an hour and a half of 70-hour time until you get your time back at midnight Eastern for me. So I'm on Central Time, so here where I'm at now, I'll be getting my time back at 11 o'clock. So we got a snowstorm coming in. They got a winter weather advisory and all that out, about 5 to 7 inches of snow, which is, you guys know I'm from Northeastern Ohio, no stranger to snow. It doesn't bother me, but a lot of this US 54, I like to run up through here instead of taking 40 and 44 a lot of times. A lot of it's just regular 2-lane US routes and stuff, so it's there's not a lot of room to get around people. And what does bother me is people going 30 miles an hour with their flashers on, white knuckling it going down the road, when they should probably just park it and call it a night or a day or whatever. You know, because a lot of times, you know, I'm capable of running 55, 60, whatever I got to do to get up the road, and especially I'm heavy with this load. So I was thinking about that. I was looking, I'm pretty, this time of year, I'm always checking the weather. I mean, you guys running out in the colder climates where you can get snow. I check the weather about every 3 or 4 hours. Just keep checking it, checking the hourly forecast. Like on Weather Channel, I get 48 hours. And so I was looking at the weather when I parked about 45 minutes down the road here. I parked down in Stratford, Texas at that little pilot there. Got in there about 9:30 this morning. So I'm checking the weather and I see this is going to start about 11 midnight. So I figured, oh, I'll start right at 7:30. I wasn't planning on starting until 10 o'clock. That's usually when I start my nights, about 10 o'clock or 9, 10, 11 up in there, depending on where I'm at, what cities I got to go through. So yeah, I was like, well, I'll start right when I'm up on my 10-hour, and I'll get on the road and I can be to Wichita before, you know, because the snow's going to cut southwest of Wichita, so I'd be fine if I got up through there. So go ahead, I'm all excited and everything. Got up, started drinking my 32-ounce coffee here. Got about half that down because you guys know I got the little coffee pot in here to make my own coffee. And so I'm parked right behind the fuel pump, so I creep up there, and as soon as I hit my time, I'm gonna go and fuel up and everything. So as soon as my clock clicks over, and I'll show you guys all this on the ELD here in a minute. As soon as it clicks over, it's only showing me an hour and 22 minutes. And this pilot's really small, and there's a lot of guys coming in, you know, the high-speed vultures that are driving around, trying to wait for somebody to leave, try to find a spot. And like, no sooner I look at that and I look back, there's a guy backing into the spot that I just pulled out of. So like, I'm at the point of it's already over, no returning. So I had to leave. So I went ahead and got my fuel. And I figured I'd just come up to this. I knew there'd be parking up here at this casino, so I ran up here, and I'm basically going to have to sit here until, well, I've got 42 minutes on my 70-hour right now, so I'm going to get 12 hours, a little over 12 hours of time back, my recap at midnight Eastern, so 11 o'clock here Central. So I subtract that 42 minutes that I have, and I'll be able to start back up here at 10:18 right about. I'll probably start at 10:20 just so there's no crossover where I don't run out of time for a minute, then it clicks over. So just give me a little bit of buffer there. So I'm sitting here for about another hour and 20 minutes or so until I get time to get out of here. So figured I'd just talk about this, and since, like I said, I'm up, want to do something, and so I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm talking about here on the ELD and kind of how this all works. And kind of explain a little bit more of the problem that I'm in right now. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. All right, so as you can see here at the top, I've got 42 minutes left, and it's going on 10 p.m. Eastern time. So So I subtract that time, that 42 minutes from midnight on that, and like I said, it gives me, I can start at 11:18 Eastern time, so it'd be 10:18 here where I'm at. So, and you can see here, hours to be gained, I'm getting a little over 12 hours, 12 hours 3 minutes. Tomorrow night I'm getting 9 hours back. Then if you go to the 8 days, you know, I can see what I'm getting back. So I got the 12 tonight, 9 tomorrow, almost 8 the night after that, 10:38 the night after that. So this makes it real easy to calculate what you're going to be getting back and all that if you're trying to do recaps. But so we'll go over to my bar graph here. So like I said, I got plenty. 14-hour time, I got almost 13 hours. Driving time, I got 10 hours 23. 8-hour rest break, 7:23, which had to be reset by the time I leave here. So like I said, this is what's hurting me right now. And like I said, that's why we gotta kind of be careful. I mean, you start out here, you start thinking about one thing and you lose sight and forget about something else. And this is really the first time, I think this is the first time I've ever done this, where I've just been so kind of gung-ho on one thing, like that snow, where I've kind of like forgotten about everything else and just like, oh, I just go. And that you're not able to do that. So, but yeah, so I just thought I'd show you guys that in here. So, and I know I'd done a video on the recaps before, but again, like I said, if you're looking hours to be gained, what you'll get back at midnight the day that you're on, that night. So if it's 5 o'clock in the afternoon somewhere, midnight that night, you're going to get that time back. Then this is going to be your time tomorrow. And then like I said, you go over to the 8 days and you can just track this all the way up, and you know exactly what you're going to get back every night. So it's real easy. I know if I got a 30-hour trip, I can just add these up and see if I have enough time. So it makes it real simple. It's a lot easier than doing it the old paper log with. But so that's, I just want to show you guys that. And let me switch back over here. Yeah, so yeah, I made that mistake, and now since I kind of got delayed a little bit, I've been looking at the weather channel, the radar and all that, kind of looking how this system's going to come down through here. And now since I got delayed about an hour and 45 minutes than what I was hoping, I'm actually thinking about taking another route. I'm actually thinking about going right here at Guymon, Oklahoma. I can cut across US 412, and that'd take me all the way over to Tulsa, Oklahoma. And from there, I can pick back up on I-44 through Missouri and all that, but to St. Louis ultimately. I mean, I'm going to Maryland, but I was hoping to go up, you know, through Wichita, then up to Kansas City and across 70 was what I was planning to do tonight, to be a little bit flatter, because this load, I'm at like 78,000 with this load of salsa or whatever it is for Frito-Lays. So yeah, I recommend... I get a new one of these big Truckers Atlas. I get the new one every year, and everybody asks me about truck GPS and stuff like that. I don't use truck GPSs. I've gotten screwed so many times. It'll take you 60 miles out of the way for no reason. I use my Atlas and I use Google Maps. I'm real careful with Google Maps. I mean, if I haven't been somewhere, I fact check what they're telling, or bounce it off of my Atlas here, because in your atlases you got the red section that have all the restricted routes and all that type of stuff, low clearances. And actually, like the street view on Google, if you guys are good with Google, you can actually if you can follow the road down and you see a bridge or something, the railroad bridge, you can actually zoom in and stand on the street, and a lot of times I can actually see the clearance signs, what the bridge clearance is. So it's pretty cool that way. But like I said, when you're in a weather situation like this, you're trying to avoid something, that's when I break out Google Maps, start looking at roads, looking at different routes, dropping pins on there to kind of force it, different routes. And like I said, then I break out my Atlas and look at other routes. I've taken 412 before. It's not a bad road. There's probably more places, 2-lane stretches, than there is going up 54 for the most part, until you get up there. 54 up there past Pratt, Kansas, it turns into like interstate, and it's up where it comes in with US 400. It's pretty nice. But so, like I said, I think since I had that delay, to stay south of that system and get around it so I don't have to deal with running 30 mile an hour, I think I'll just go out that way tonight. So that's what I got going on tonight. I just thought I would share, since I didn't have anything else to do here, and I'm kind of wired and wanting to roll. So yeah, so a few little tips there, and just something to think about when you're running recaps. I mean, yeah, you might have 10 hours, but make sure you've got enough time to get you to where you're getting that recap back if you're running at nights like I do. I mean, obviously, if you're running during days and you get your time back at midnight and you're starting up at 6, 7, whatever, you start in the morning, you don't have to worry about it as much. But when you're starting at nights, you really got to kind of position. If you got 3 hours left, you got to make sure that you're starting after 9 o'clock that night, or 9 o'clock Eastern time. So if you were in California, you could actually start at 6 o'clock if you had 3 hours left. So you just got to look at that and make sure you don't get yourself into a mess where you got to pull off the road and stall till you get your time back like I'm in now. So I hope those tips help. And like I said, sorry we haven't been doing a lot on the channel lately. We're kind of getting back into the swing of it with everything going on. So I got that. I got a couple more things coming out here this week for you guys. Some maintenance stuff and some other trip planning tips, stuff like that. So again, hope that helps you out, and hope you all enjoy the video. And again, if you guys are new to us, we do farming stuff, owner-operated trucking, Landstar stuff, maintenance, mechanical stuff, projects, I mean, we do about everything. So, and we like to share that with everybody. So if you haven't already, subscribe, hit the bell for the updates, and leave comments, whatever, and we'll see you all next time.